Okay, at this point, I want to fight. No, because somebody's playing with me. Like, there's nothing anyone can tell me to change my mind either. Like, I don't care. I'm convinced that as soon as you pay something off or become like an owner of a car or home, the universe sends out a signal to just start having stuff break down. This is the most random breakdown. Like, why is my stove not working? I moved to this place in 2019 as a renter. The entire time, nothing. I never had to call nobody for nothing. I bought it in 2021, and ever since, stuff just started breaking down. Like, what the almost a year ago, I made a video fixing my HVAC, and today y'all about to watch me fix this stove. Long story short, I was cooking, my stove stopped working, I tried to mess with the knobs a little bit, and then it started sparking. So here I'm just unplugging everything because life sucks. Like, it really does, but I'm not trying to go out by way of stove explosion. Like, and it was dirty back there, so you just see me cleaning up and getting them crumbs out the way. But back to the stove. So here I'm taking off what I later learned is called a burner grate. Don't ask me. Look, I don't know who makes this stuff. Mind you, I'm doing all of this like I don't use the air fryer 90% of the time. I know that's why my stove broke down. It felt neglected. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Trying to get the top open was a struggle. I had to get a butter knife and push these metal pieces out of their groove. And then once I did that, it just came right up. Soon as I opened it up, I identified the problem almost immediately. For this type of gas stove, there are metal tubes that connect from where the knobs are to the burners, and that's where the gas and the fire is released for you to cook, right? So why was two of mine not connected to anything? And I never lifted this thing up a day in my life, so how they got disconnected is beyond me. So here's a much better view. I used 2 glasses to keep the stove propped open. Then I started checking to see how many tubes were actually loose so that I knew how many replacement parts to get. Then I used these Gerber pliers that I had when I was in the military to unscrew and remove the loose gas tubes. Otherwise, I would have been going to Home Depot asking somebody to help me find pliers because this is a man's job. Like, once the screw was loose, I was able to move the gas tube from the bottom and remove it all together. So this is what the gas tube looks like. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought about calling somebody to do this. I really did, because I thought it was gonna be dirtier, greasier. I thought spiders would, I don't know why I thought spiders were gonna be in there, but I did. Like, everything was still dirty, but it just needed a little wipe down. It wasn't too bad. After looking around for a little bit, I opened the broiler part of the oven, and that's where I found the model number. Don't ask me what the rest of the numbers mean. I don't know and I don't care. After that, I went back over to the stove to get a better look at the gas tube and to see if there was anything else I needed to do before I ordered these parts. From this angle, you can see that the tube actually travels from where the bolt was at to the burner. But in my case, somehow, some way, because again, I never lifted this thing up, so I don't know how, but my gas tube broke off inside of that bolt right there. So we got to get that off next. Now, I don't know what this next thing is called, so I'm gonna call it the bolt remover 3000. But listen, this is what I use to get that bolt off. At this point, I don't even know if it's called a bolt, but anyway, this is what I used to get it off, and it unscrewed with no problem. All the people out there that's into fixing stuff, you Bob the Builder head out. No, for real, seriously, let me know what this is in the comments. But y'all see me getting a job done, because who was I calling to fix this for $500? Like, no, absolutely not. Bada bing, bada boom, unscrewed the bolt. Then we gonna go ahead and get the measurements going. This part is crucial. You really want to make sure you pay attention to the measurements and pay attention to the fact that you were just being lied to. You don't need to measure nothing. Like, stop being so gullible. I ordered 2 new gas burner tubes for this type of model, and it came the very next day. Listen, I know how some of y'all feel about Amazon, but as a Black woman in America, at the very least, I deserve convenience, okay? So save it. I reattached the new tubes in a reverse order that I detached the old ones, starting with that bolt section. I used the pliers to tighten it up, and look at that. Look at that. It's giving INDEPENDENT. Do you know what? I really need everybody to calm down. Like, calm the next step is to connect the other end of that gas tube to the burner right there. So everything I did with the first gas tube, I did with the other one, because remember, 2 of them mysteriously broke out of nowhere. But I'm not gonna hold you. It was at this point in the project that I started getting excited. I started getting hyped. Because after aligning everything, making sure everything was where it needed to be, fixing all the bolts and the screws and making sure they were nice and tight, I was proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing left to do was to screw back on a little, I think it's called a washer, I don't know. But whatever I took off in the beginning, I just had to screw that back on, close up the stove, and that was it. And just like that, I saved a ton of money by switching to Geico. No, seriously, for both replacement parts, it cost less than $50 altogether. So yeah, as you can see, the problem is solved, and I'm proud of myself. Thanks for watching. Bye.